welcome to another episode of Conversation with a Chef. I'm Jo Ritty, and I love sharing with you the conversations I get to have with talented and passionate chefs. It's the backstory, if you will, to the food they're putting up. I begin today by acknowledging the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, traditional custodians of the lands and airwaves where this conversation takes place. Land which was never ceded, land where communities came together to eat seasonally, locally, and without exhausting resources. I pay my respects to their elders past, present, and emerging. Today I'm chatting to Hamish Vaccari at Nonna's house. In November last year, Hamish started selling family recipe Italian subs out the back of an unassuming house on Nicholson Street. It went viral. Nonna's house was the obvious choice of name for the venture, given that it is in fact his Nonna's house. Having lost his job at the start of COVID, Hamish was thinking about his next move. And when his Nonna passed away at the impressive age of 98 late last year, it came to him. He'd make and sell food he grew up with, the food he discovered at his Nonno and Nonna's house. And Melbourne can't get enough of it. Anyone who's had one of these subs describes it by closing their eyes and kind of sighing, as though they've already forgotten they were telling you about it and are already planning their next visit. But get onto it, because it's first in, best dressed, and these babies go quickly. Hamish and his dad and his uncle sell out every weekend. I went round during the week, and I have to say, this was one of the most hilarious chats I've ever had. When I arrived, I could hear the stereo, which was up pretty loud, and Hamish didn't hear the doorbell. I overthought it, went down the side of the house, saw him through the window in the kitchen, felt awkward, went back to the front door, sent a message to say I was there, and then when he opened the door, I was looking out at the street, and I got the biggest and very audible fright, one of those oh, and then fits of laughter. You do hear that laughter in this podcast. I went in and I met Hamish's beautiful 2-year-old Bassett hound Chef, and we sat down to Hamish and I sat down to chat. Chef was pretty keen on getting some attention though and being part of the conversation, so Hamish put him outside. The chat was then punctuated by the thump of Chef throwing himself at the door to get our attention. He did come back in and he joined in the conversation a bit before going into the kitchen and wreaking some sort of havoc in there. But I actually really liked all that because, look, it's Nonna's house after all, and you get what's going, and you, dear listener, are getting it all.
Hey.
Sorry. I'm Jo.
This is Chef. He's super excited. He's just a puppy.
Okay, lovely.
Try and get it up. He probably shouldn't jump up too much.
Alright.
Come on.
Oh, hello. Okay, well,
He'll probably do it a bit.
that's all right. We can dogs in the background. That's fine. So, hi Hamish. Thank you for being on Conversation with a Chef.
Yeah, thanks.
No, it's always awkward at the start. So, I've been Nonna's house seems like something that we didn't know we wanted, and then everyone's it's gone gangbusters, isn't it?
Yeah, it's gone crazy. In 24 hours after the first broadsheet article, I got 6,000 followers. Now I'm up to a bit over 8,000.
Yeah, wow.
In 9 weeks.
It's crazy. And why do you think that is?
I think there's a lot to do with the story, and Melbourne, people from Melbourne love niche kind of things. Some of the comments I've read through the broadsheet posts, people are like, oh, my Melbourne meter has been broken and stuff like that. So
yeah. Because I guess that it kind of, well, as you say, so you're in your Nonna's house, and you've got that great tie-in to Italian background and food, and it's in it's in Northside, so that's always a great thing. But maybe let's start off with, I think your name's fascinating. So you've got a Scottish first name, an Italian surname. Where does all that come from?
So I think my mum and dad just like the name.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're Italian, your parents?
My dad is.
Yeah.
So both of his parents were born in Italy, but dad was born in Australia. And then my mum's Australian.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So in terms of food memories, because I read about your grandparents having a catering business, your Nonno, and doing that out from the garage, and is that your earliest memories of food, coming around here and seeing them cook, or how did it all work? So I feel like Italian families always have lots of food memories.
Yeah, so my dad had a restaurant when I was growing up until I was about 6 years old. So, I'd always go and watch him in the kitchen when I was a really young kid. And then when I'd always come to Melbourne, we'd stay at this house. So my nonna would always be out the back making pasta or his sausages, and yeah, so he was teaching me how to make pasta and all that kind of stuff. So I just grew up with it. Yeah.
But you didn't think you'd get into the food industry?
I always wanted to, but I didn't want to do an apprenticeship.
Yeah.
And like giving up your weekend nights and all that kind of stuff, and all the labour that kind of goes into becoming a chef is a lot, and I wasn't all that interested in that aspect. I just kind of wanted to do what I wanted to do.
Yeah. And so what was the turning point then?
So I lost my job at the start of COVID, so like the very start of it. And I was like, I don't want to go back into that career anymore. It was just something I was good at. It wasn't a passion. So then with us being able to take the 10 grand super out, I spoke to my dad and I was like, look, I've got this opportunity to take the super out and I've got some savings. Is it all right if I start the kitchen back up? This is my idea.
Cool.
Yeah.
And did you always know you wanted to do subs?
Not in particular. The sub thing, so at the start of lockdown as well, Rocco's kind of blew up. We tasted that, and I was looking around, and there was a lot of sandwich places that were opening, and there's so many just normal sandwich places in the sense of, a sandwich. So I thought, even to this day, there aren't too many places that are doing subs. I think I'm one of the only ones that is like purely dedicated. So I found that to be probably a gap in the market, and the food that I do, or the food that I ate growing up, translates to going into a sandwich.
Yeah. So do you do everything from scratch?
Yeah, so we make all our sauces, all our pesto, everything, yeah.
And are they your grandparents' or grandmother's recipes? Is that... He really wants to be inside, doesn't he?
I might let him in and see how it goes.
Let's do that. Oh, hello. Oh, you just want to be part of it, is that what it is?
Yeah.
So are they family recipes?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
None of them have ever been written down. It's all done by taste.
Wow. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Did that take a lot of experience?
So Dad learned it the same way as what I did. So my nonno would have either my dad or myself out on the kitchen bench, and he'd be making the meatballs and putting all the ingredients in, and it'd be like, taste it. So, we'd taste it, and he'd say, does it need a bit more of this or a bit more of that? Because he knew the recipe from taste, so he trained our taste buds.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And how many days a week are you open now?
At the moment, just Saturdays and Sundays.
Yeah.
Because when I first opened, I was open for 2 weeks just from word of mouth. And in the first week, I was like, you just walk past this place and it's a house. People don't know there's food going to be sold here. So unless you know about it, people aren't going to come. So I didn't really want to spend time just waiting in the kitchen for people to come. So I decided to do Saturday and Sunday. And then decided to do Saturday and Sunday, kind of get the gauge of the kitchen, how much space I have to be able to produce what I need for the particular days. So I figured out that I need more fridge space. And once I sort that out, I'll be open 5 days a week.
Yeah. And so it's already set up out the back, is it, in terms of kitchen and layout and everything? So you could just go in there and start cooking? Is that how it works? Because was it a catering space already?
It was a kitchen.
Yeah.
But so it was only the gas and water that was left. So when my nonna passed away, my nonna gutted the kitchen.
Okay.
Yeah, so I had to get it up to standard for council and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, wow. It's quite a few hoops to go through, isn't there? But yeah.
It's not too bad. It took a while. The longest thing was time, really, because the council have to go through those processes, and they've got so many people wanting to do so many projects and stuff, so they're just under the pump.
Yeah.
So yeah, it did take a while, but the process in itself wasn't that difficult.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's definitely not something that everybody can do. It depends on location and a bunch of different things, like the size of your property, and it's like, it is intricate, and the council are designed to not let it happen everywhere, because otherwise, it would the council are big on not affecting the amenity of the neighbourhood, so making sure that your neighbours can live in peace within the business that you want to do. So we're pretty heavy on that to make sure that we make sure that our neighbours are happy.
And when you say we, you work with your dad and your uncle, is that how it goes? Is it?
Yeah, so my dad comes in and does the prep.
Yeah.
And then he kind of talks to people in the backyard and tells them the story about our family and the cooking and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then it's me in the kitchen with my uncle.
Yeah. And are you happy with your decision? Is it good branching out into your own food business?
I am. There's a lot involved in it, and I'm doing a lot of running around. Like I do at least 80% of the work. And it's good to see such a reward as early as I have, because I know a lot of people don't have that. And coming into a new year and getting a better process down, and just getting focused on the business rather than doing the days of work at the pub and all that. So I am loving it, and I've got big plans for the future. Because
I know that my neighbour Nadia came and got a sub on Sunday, and she said that she was in heaven, and it was so delicious, and I understand that's the reaction from most people. That must be pretty great to be making something that people are responding so enthusiastically to. Yeah,
well, when I started the business, I knew our food was successful because it had been sold. We used to own the Rochester Castle Hotel.
Okay.
At that time, that was in the late 70s.
Yeah.
Early 70s to the 80s.
Yeah.
And we were one of the best pub foods we had some of the best pub food in Melbourne at the time. So I knew our food was successful, but it is great to see and be able to bring our food back into Fitzroy and Melbourne, to have people experience what I have and what a lot of people have in the past.
And is it a mixed group? Is it mainly people that read broadsheet, or is it are you getting a variety of people coming now?
I think it was like the second weekend after being posted on broadsheet, we had a lady come down from somewhere around Rent Hill, Mornington area, and we'd sold out. And then she came back the next weekend at 11 a.m. to make sure she could get a sub. So I think it is quite broad, and as well, because I got put on 7 Sunrise.
Okay. Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
So it's like hit a very broad spectrum of people.
Yeah, and then word of mouth. I mean, when your product's good, people talk about it, don't they?
Yeah.
So the next step is opening 5 days a week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just got some things to put in place for that. But yeah, do you have any other plans for the business?
Yeah, so my nonna would have been 99 in January, so she passed away in October. So unfortunately that means maybe between the next 6 months to 2 or 3 years the place is going to get sold. So the goal is to maybe get into like a pub that isn't using their kitchen or something like that.
Yeah.
And then build. I wanted to try and have that by July anyway.
Yeah.
And then I want to open my own venue, similar to like Catfish. So maybe like live music, food, and a bar.
Yeah, nice. I see you've got lots of vinyl. Is this yours or is it your nonna's?
No, it's all mine. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's good. So this has really ignited something in you then. So it's sort of obviously family background and then circumstance and then, yeah, it's all working.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. I expected it to be successful. I didn't expect to get 6,000 followers in 24 hours from Broadsheet. Like, if I got 1,200, 2,000, I would have been over the moon about it. But just the reception I've had, like, I go speak to friends, like, go catch up with friends, and they're like, introduce me to their friends and say, oh, this is Hamish from Nonna's house. And they're like, what? Like, you're the guy? And, like, everyone that I speak to is saying that people are speaking about it, which is, it blows my mind.
It's so great because I think, okay, you're right, because there's the story. So people love a good story and like, a reason behind doing something. But also the food is obviously really good. And so I think you have both those things and then, personality and all those things. So I think that's, congratulations. So great.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it.
I think that's it.
Cool.
Thank you. Better feed your dog. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Conversation with a Chef with Hamish Vaccari at Nonna's house. You can check out all the goodness that is 550 Nicholson Street on Instagram at Nonna's House 3068. And if you liked what you heard and want to hear about some other chefs, I'm on Instagram at Conversation with a Chef. And I post every time I have a conversation, so you can go and check it out. You can read the chat at www.conversationwithachef.com. I would love it if you told a friend about the chats, if you like them. And of course, you can follow me on Apple and Spotify podcasts. Once again, thanks for listening and have a great day.